get started. All right, it should be recording now. So, welcome to this info session about our summer program for rising 7th to 10th graders. So, a little bit about the company. So, we literally came into existence because sustainability is such a huge priority. And our goal with the company was to just instill inspiration in the next generation to pursue developing sustainable technology. There's so many students these days who are interested in engineering and interested in making an impact in technology, but our goal is to make sure students know that sustainability is as important to engineering as math and science is, especially given the state which we've come to now, where global warming has significantly accelerated, and even seeing things like wildfires going down in LA. That really shows us how the consequences of climate change can really affect people even now, not just future generations, but even right now we're being affected by it. So we're taking a bottom-up approach to solving the climate crisis by making sure the next generation of engineers, students who are young right now, like middle schoolers, high schoolers, they understand how important sustainability is and they feel inspired to work in that direction. And so hopefully by doing that, students will be able to come close to or come as close to achieving net zero by maybe not 2050, but maybe by 2060 or 2070 as possible. So that's our story. A little bit about our team. So I'm the founder and CEO. I have my bachelor's in computer science at UT Austin and pursuing sustainability certificate at MIT. And I've worked on machine learning at Uber. I worked at IoT at Cisco. And I've also previously founded 2 tech startups as a founding engineer. So I know a lot about software engineering, and I'm very passionate about engineering, which is why I am now shifting my focus to prioritizing the next generation and making sure that they can do the best possible job of at least trying to achieve net zero as soon as possible. So that's my story. And then Rish is our curriculum advisor for energy. He is a super knowledgeable, absolutely incredible industry veteran, honestly, in the renewable energy space. So he was a lead for the US Department of Energy at their Lawrence lab down in Berkeley, where he worked on grid integration, on an international scale. And he was a fellow at General Motors, where, again, he worked on just advanced electric transportation technologies. And he also has a passion for education as a professor at University of Southern Denmark. He's a visiting professor there, so he works with college students in electric informatics. So he's really excited to be a part of this team as well. And he would have loved to join this info session, but he's traveling right now, so it's just me. And then now to the summer program. So this is a 3-week app development boot camp, you can think of it. So 3 weeks, students are going to be building 3 apps. So the first week, they're going to be building a sustainable lifestyle tracker app. This is going to be a web application built using Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is basically designed to give students that introduction, fundamental knowledge of application development using these more basic tools and languages like Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is going to give them that introduction to app development and also the conceptual mastery that they need to then go on to weeks 2 and 3 and build more advanced apps. So week 2 is going to be the AI solar panel optimizer app, where they're basically going to build a mobile app, which allows people to input some data about their at-home solar panels and basically predict the best times of day for optimal solar collection. This app is going to be built using React Native and Expo, which is basically a full stack mobile application development framework that is super popular and super great. And with this app, they're also going to be integrating machine learning into the app to actually predict those optimal times for solar collection. And so in terms of the technical skills used, everything they used in app number 1, they're just going to take it to the next level for app number 2, because what React Native and Expo is it's basically a more robust framework that utilizes the same Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript fundamentals underneath, but it gives the app much more complex and sophisticated capabilities. So they're just going to build upon their knowledge that they gained in week 1 and just take it to the next level. And then in week 3, they're going to build an EV charging station finder app. And again, what they learned in week 2, they're just going to take it to the next level, because with this third project, they're going to continue using React Native and Expo, but they're also going to integrate third-party real-world data from Google Maps, as well as from this kind of a data provider called OpenCharge Map. And they're going to use this data on real maps data, real electric vehicle charger data to basically build an application where users can find the nearest electric vehicle chargers to them within a given radius, and also find data about those electric vehicle chargers, as well as write reviews for those chargers, etc. So this is really exciting because at such a young age, these students are going to be building such complex, robust applications and learning how to integrate like third-party APIs from different data sources into their application. So they're going to get such an excellent understanding of front-end and back-end development and really become experts in app development. And that's what's our goal with this, is like 3 weeks boot camp. It's like you go in on day 1, and then after 3 weeks, you're just like a whole different programmer. Like you have just taken your skills to a new level. And it's just a really great learning investment for students to be able to build really tangible apps, 3 of them, and really get that expertise in app development. So before I continue, do you have any questions for me about any of these projects or anything like that?
No.
Okay, great. Awesome. Oh, and then by the way, here, the students will be utilizing this 5-stage design thinking framework to build their applications. And so they're also going to just be thinking about the real world impact of these applications, as well as quantifying the carbon savings of each. So that's also really exciting.
So then it's it'll be one app each week.
1 app each week, exactly.
Okay.
So that's really exciting because it's like Monday, you come in, build a whole new app, by Friday, you're done. And it's really cool. And so the learning outcomes is basically number one, foundational mastery of computer science. So I think you understand like there's a pattern here where with each app, they level up the skills they've already gained. So students will be repeatedly applying the same skills in like basic data structures and algorithms, obviously front end app design, but also back end development, APIs, and machine learning. So they're going to get such an excellent foundational skill set to continue building more projects in high school and college and beyond. And honestly, like everything they learned in this, I just recently am going through my undergrad in computer science, and everything they learned in this app development bootcamp would literally set them up for like just like the first 2 years of college. Like,
Sure.
like they would really be able to have that confidence to just like kill it in college, continue pursuing extracurricular opportunities in college, get any internship opportunities they'd like, etc. And then number two, they'll just gonna develop like the systems and big picture thinking of like, things that require inputs and outputs. They're going to be thinking about the earth on a large scale, the material flows of earth, but the material flows within specific industries like transportation, tech, energy industry, and also kind of the technologies they're building within those industries and how they're like big, large scale systems that can have a huge potential for carbon impact. And then they're also going to get that empathy and solving consumer pain points. So with building applications, a big part of that is also designing the application. So there's a heavy like UI UX component for the application, but also just students will learn about the communities around the world that are most affected by climate change and really try to put themselves in their shoes and empathize with their situation. So through all of this, they'll become, really excellent thinkers in terms of engineering and entrepreneurship. Do you have any questions or should I continue?
Can you go back to the other one just for a second that shows the three projects? Yeah, I just want to take a quick look.
Yes. So this app is basically allowing the user to input some data about their personal lifestyle. In terms of what they eat, how much they drive, how much waste they produce, what types of goods and services they consume, and basically give them an assessment of how sustainable their lifestyle is, as well as personalized suggestions for how they can make their lifestyle more sustainable. This one, as I mentioned, is the predictor of optimal times for solar collection during the day based on your specific solar panel. And then
Uh-huh.
this one is finding the nearest electric vehicle charger stations to you based on your geographic location.
Okay, thanks.
Of course. And then these are the advantages for high school and college applications. Of course, the important thing here is students gaining skills as well as them feeling inspired to pursue sustainability. But I cannot ignore the fact that a program like this could have really high rewards for their college applications as well, which is why I want to mention it. But they can easily, Justin would be rising 10th grader. So
Mm-hmm.
he could put any of these projects, all three of them, on his college application if he would like.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I encourage him to do so. And not only that, he can continue building out features for each of the three apps after the program is over. So he can really take each of them to like another level and really showcase his excellent skills in app development on his college application. So that's number one. Number two, we're having a specific like high school program for like that's application based starting January 2026.
Mm-hmm.
That would be for like advanced high schoolers, like more in 10th grade, 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So that this program is a feeder into that program. So
Mm-hmm.
students who get into this program or who register for this program, their first priority application review for, or they're basically, going to get into the high school program because they have everything they need to get into that. And then also the students just leave with the confidence to build any app they'd like in high school. They're just like, wow, I've gone through this rite of passage basically where
Mm-hmm.
I can build any app I'd like, and the sky's the limit with the features they can add to these apps or the new app ideas they can come up with. So yeah, these are just some of those advantages as well. And then obviously what sets our program approach apart is that we're 100% project based. We don't want to waste students' time talking at them or like
Mm-hmm.
lecturing, telling them things with just going over their head or they're not listening or because that's not how real skills are gained. They only can gain skills by practicing, hands on. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just do 100% projects, no lecturing, nothing like that. It's all about getting this project, off the ground, developing and a successful project at the end. Like that's literally the goal. And then we have such great kind of renowned experts who are expressing interest in being part of the team. Of course, our curriculum advisor, Rish, is like such an expert in all things renewable energy and has worked in electrification and decarbonization for like 20 years. So his insights are really going to be valuable for the students to hear from. And he's been really great in helping us shape this curriculum so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing is there's going to be an 8-to-1 student-teacher ratio. Honestly, this should say student-mentor ratio because that's definitely a more appropriate word for what our instructors are going to be. So they're really here to be mentors for the students. They would have been in, the students' shoes maybe 4 to 6 years ago, not too long ago. And they're here to help guide them, not only through building these projects, but also in all things high school, college, etc. And the way our program is structured is that 8 students are going to be assigned to one mentor. And that mentor is going to be really pivotal in helping the student bring these apps to life. And it's kind of like it's kind of like the point of contact, I guess, the main person for that student. And then so students will be working in these smaller 8-person groups to build their individual apps, right? Like each of the 8 students, they're all building the same app, but they're working together. So it's very collaborative and they have a mentor basically to guide them. And as mentioned, we're getting a lot of interest in this mentor position from software engineers who have worked at really top companies like Meta and really cool startups and master's students and stuff. So I'm really excited about who we end up having as our mentors for our students. Do you have any questions so far, or should I continue?
No.
Okay, great. So this is the daily schedule. Just to give you an idea. So this is a full day program. We want to make it convenient for students to learn throughout the whole day, but also for parents to be able to, like drop and pick up students kind of in line with their work schedule. So every day we'll kind of start with a review session, and then they're going to have like a 2 hour-ish app development sprint, like number one, and then like a little short snack break, and then their second app development sprint, and then a lunch break, and then their third app development sprint, and then office hours. And during office hours, they can basically ask their mentor or any of the mentors questions about their app, maybe any technical issues or bugs that they need help fixing in their app, just to make sure they've caught up for the day, to make sure they're not falling behind or feel like, that they're missing something. And so basically, this allows students to have enough breaks throughout the day to not feeling burnt out, like they're learning too much at once, and they just have enough time to like recharge and really get a lot done within one day. And so this is kind of like the curriculum. I'll of course send you this curriculum document after the call is over. This is kind of like a day-by-day breakdown of week one. So this week is all about the Sustainable Lifestyle Tracker app. This is week two. This is a really fun week because they're going to spend like the first 3.5 days actually building the app. And then they're going to spend the last 2 days doing like an app feature challenge where they're going to get into teams and they're going to compete with each other to design and develop a new feature from scratch. And then the mentors will be judging this, and then the top team will get like a really cool prize and stuff. So the goal of this is basically to expose them to participating in hackathons, which is something we really encourage our students to do because hackathons are a really great experience to like just build out something in 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever and really show it off. So that's the goal with this. And then week three is the electric vehicle charging station finder app. And this app is definitely the most complex of the three, which is why it is last. And we just want to make sure they have the entire week to really, get everything working for this app. And yeah, I'll send you this curriculum document after the call, but I guess, do you have any questions right now about it?
No, so lunch, the student would be bringing their own.
Yes, lunch is not provided, but snacks will be provided. Because of dietary restrictions and allergies and stuff, we find it too logistically difficult to provide lunch.
Okay.
But we will be providing snacks, merch, other things like prizes for any of the challenges, etc. So these are the program details. So for rising 7th to 10th graders, session 1 is June 16th to July 3rd. So this one actually is 2 of the days off. And so the schedule is a little bit different. Like for this session, the days like are shifted by 1. And I go into more detail about that in the actual curriculum document, so I can send you that after. And then the session 2 is July 7th to 25th. So each of them are 3 weeks, depending on what Justin's schedule, which one works better for Justin. You can just pick one. And then it's at basis in San Jose. And then the tuition is $21.50 early bird price until January 29th for session 1, and then $22.50 for session 2. But then, of course, as discussed, since Justin had participated in the Sustainable AI class, he would actually get the $500 discount. So it would be $19.50 for him for session 1, and then or $20.50 for session 2. And then how the payment works is just a $1,000 tuition deposit is required. $1,000 tuition deposit is required, and then the remaining will be invoiced and due on March 1st, so about a month from now. And then the cancellation policy is really flexible because we understand that things come up and plans can change. So essentially, if you cancel before May 1st, you get 100% full refund on tuition you paid. And then May 1st to June 1st is a 50% refund. And then after June 1st,